Yes, people. How's everyone doing? What's good? Welcome to the late night football show with yours truly, Tade or Show, exclusively. What's good, my people out there? Tony Blackwell, I see you. Thanks a lot for coming on as usual. How is everybody doing? Osman Ali, I see you as well. But the regular ritual is for me to talk about what I want to talk about today before we get into the nitty-gritty details. Come to me, all you football fans. Come to me if you are a football lover. Let's take the game back into our hands, people. The Premier League is over. Yes, it is over. It's been a torrid season for most football fans, but it was an exciting final day for a lot of teams. So many teams were fighting for different things. Some were fighting for the Conference League, some were fighting for the Europa League, some were fighting for the Champions League, and it was all done in the final day in most of the leagues. We're talking about the Spanish League, the Premier League, even League One in France as well. Interesting season, this COVID season. Sergio Aguero, the one and only Argentinian, that plays for Man City, bows out from the Premier League in style, people. He bows out with two sweet, wonderful goals, and he only just came from the bench. He only just came in from the bench in the 60-something minutes or 78 minutes. And he is leaving for Barcelona, people. Harry Kane pips Salah and Bruno Fernandez to the Golden Boot and Playmaker Awards, respectively. Yes, the Playmaker Awards, it's in its third season running. It's not gained as much prominence yet as the Golden Boot, but it is something now in the Premier League, people. Arsenal miss out on the Europa Conference League. Is that something to be sad about? Or is that a blessing in disguise? That's all we're going to talk about today, people. Welcome to you, Ricardo E. How are you doing, man? Yes, let me just see what Osman Ali is saying. Now, Aguero is not the best foreign import ever. Henry and Ronaldo were two examples of better players. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty details of that, people. And this is the reason why I love this show. There's always going to be different opinions. And this is what makes it great, isn't it? But we're going to look into that in a nutshell. And we also talk about Harry Kane. And we also talk about Arsenal not making the Europa Conference League. Listen, people. Let's talk about this guy. Or before we talk about this guy, let's talk about the Premier League. Lille wins. Let's talk about the Premier League. Let's talk about La Liga. Let's talk about League One as well. Lille wins the French League, people. That's an embarrassment to PSG with all the talent, with all the amount of money that they have spent. Don't you think? Well, I think so. No one believed Lille was going to be winning that league. No one, including myself. To be honest with you, I never paid so much attention to it, but I never really thought Lille was going to win it. And they won it by just 1 point, people. This goes to show what really happens when you don't have the fans around. Because I feel this COVID season has been the strangest season of football I've ever experienced in my entire life. I have never experienced the ups and downs, the topsy-turvy. It's like it's almost tumultuous for most of the big teams. You know, Juventus ending fourth. There's so many things that fans bring to the table, and I think it's high time we do not underestimate fans' input into football. Don't you think? For Lille to be winning with the likes of Neymar and Mbappe in the team of PSG, that's a slap on the face. Yes, I know it was a tough season. I know it's 1 point. Let's be honest. Neymar was injured most of the season, but come on, with all the players they've got, they should be doing better, don't you think? But listen, this is what happens. This is what happens in football. We talk about La Liga and we have Atletico Madrid, people. Atletico Madrid winning. Simeone has won his second title in the last 5 years, people. That guy is a very good coach, don't you think? He's gone to break that monopoly of Barcelona and Real Madrid, and he's done bits. He's done bits in La Liga. Winning it for the second time and also winning the Europa in that time, winning the Copa del Rey. He's done his job. And the Premier League, there was no difference. The only difference is Liverpool they almost became the worst defending Premier League champions, but they still managed to make the Champions League, people. Kudos to them for making it, because I didn't really believe they were going to be able to make it, in all honesty, but they did eventually. Maybe that's down to the likes of Leicester and the likes of West Ham messing up. But listen, who cares? They did. They made it to the Champions League. But let's talk about this man, Aguero. Osman Ali is saying Aguero is one of the greatest ever City and EPL legends forever. It's a loss to us EPL fans that he's leaving. Yesterday was a sad day, one of the few strikers I genuinely rated in this era. I totally agree with all the statements that you've made in there. I totally agree with you. The question now is Sergio Aguero the best foreign player that the Premier League has ever seen? I can see Ricardo already saying Henry, and I can see him saying David Silva for the midfield. Listen, people, let's dissect these two players on the screen first and foremost. Let's just dissect them. Let's have a look at this screenshot here. We're talking about Henry. We're talking about Sergio Aguero. Who are you gonna pick? Who do you think is the best foreign striker? I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say it now. I would choose Thierry Henry, not because he scored a lot of goals for Arsenal, not because he's an Arsenal legend, but I would say there was sort of an impact that Henry brought to the table. The guys, the way he plays his football, the style, the personality behind it. There was just something about Henry that is almost glorious when he plays football. Granted, let's be very honest, people. Aguero scored more goals than Thierry Henry. There is absolutely no doubt about that. He had 10 years in Man City, people. He had 10 good years in Man City, and he scored about 260 goals for Man City in 389 appearances. Thierry Henry scored just 228 goals, and let's not forget that was in 2 seasons. Well, not 2 seasons. 2 stints in Arsenal, because he came back and scored 3 more goals. So before then it was 225, and he came back and added 3 more. That's making it 228. But the honest truth is he only did it in 8 years. Aguero did it in 10 years. But I'm not taking anything away from Aguero. And Henry also had lower number of appearances as well when you compared. But at the end of the day, people, everyone has their choices. In terms of the goals and stats, I think Sergio Aguero edges Henry, but then again, he played more than Thierry Henry did. We have to put that in context as well. So, is Sergio Aguero a legend? Yes, he is a legend, a fantastic legend for that matter. He scored the first 2 goals on his debut for Man City, and on his last game in the Premier League, he scores another 2 goals, and now he's on his way to Manchester City. He is a legend, and he will remain a legend. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But different people have different opinions. And listen, if you're going to put the name of Aguero and you're going to put the name of Thierry Henry, I would say for me, what made Thierry Henry really great was the kind of goals he scored. The curlers from outside. The way he could beat like 4 or 5 men. He did it on several occasions against the Liverpools, against the Tottenham. That was one of the things that made him have the adoration that people really placed on him. People looked up to him because there was this thing about him. The way he carries himself as well. And let's be honest, if Sergio Aguero could carry himself with that, Thierry Henry had a little bit of pride. Let's be very honest. We are Arsenal fans and all that, but we know he had a little bit of pride in him. There's this pride, there's this belief. There's this overestimation of his own ability. There's this high self-esteem. And I think that must have helped his game, that must have helped his ego, that must have helped him to be who he was in a Premier League. And I'm not saying that Sergio Aguero doesn't have that, but Sergio Aguero seems a bit more humble. And whether we like it or not, as human beings, we always like to see a little bit of something extra. It's almost like you're dancing. You could be a good dancer, but if you don't have a style to it, people might not recognize you compared to the other person that has style. You look at tennis. I don't know how many of you watch tennis. If you look at Djokovic and you look at Federer, Djokovic has won more ATPs, 1000 series than Roger Federer. He's won more. But people still look at Roger Federer as the best ever. And let's be honest, Djokovic is just 2 Grand Slams away from hitting Roger Federer's record as well as Nadal. But the point of the whole matter is there's a style, there's a certain way that Federer plays his tennis. It makes you want to fall in love with it. Likewise, Henry. The ladies wanted to fall in love with Henry just because of, he's a tall, handsome, model-looking guy, as well as the way he carries himself. But the point of this thing is, it's about how he played the football. And I think that's one of the reasons why people look at the likes of Henry. But you cannot take anything away from Sergio Aguero. Tony Blackwell, Aguero, Henry, Beckham, Asprilla, Di Canio, De Bruyne, Van Nistelrooy. There's too many to list. I agree with those names. Tony Blackwell. Aguero has been a legend and scoring 184 goals for one club is no fluke. Definitely it is no fluke. Absolutely, it is absolutely no fluke. Remember, Henry was average before Wenger created the player he became. Aguero hit the road running. I totally get it. But it is not about who started late or who started first. It's about who set the Premier League alight. You know, it's about how he did it as well. And I try to use the example of tennis players. I don't know how many. If you guys watch tennis, you will understand my comparison. If you look at the likes of Djokovic, if you look at the likes of Nadal, if you look at the likes of Federer, even if in terms of numbers right now, Djokovic is doing it better than Federer, everyone still looks at Federer because there's just the way he carries himself is almost similar to the way Henry carries himself. And I think that's just the difference, really. You know? Like I always say, the phone lines are open. If you want to call in, if you want to talk to me, the phone lines are open. But I'm just going to have to run through a few things before I go to the next topic. So listen, people, that is the list of top Premier League goal scorers. And right now, we have Sergio Aguero there as number 4. Obviously, this is outdated. It's actually 184, just like Tony Blackwell actually listed there. We've got Alan Shearer, we've got Wayne Rooney, we've got Andy Cole, we've got Sergio Aguero, and we've got Frank Lampard. So, listen, this guy will be a legend and will forever be a legend. Hey, Akuma, what's up, man? How you doing, my brother? What's good? Osman Ali, Henry is a better all-rounder. Aguero was a more natural finisher. Henry had a transition period transforming from a winger to a striker, so his goals per game ratio will reflect that. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you on that, Osman Ali. Because he obviously, like Tony Blackwell said, Henry did not hit the ground running, you know, and he did against Southampton, you know, after that pass from Tony Adams, and there it is. He kicked off, and before you know it, he started benching my brother, Nwanko Kanu, and Kanu was hitting the bench, you know. So it is what it is at the end of the day, isn't it? These are 2 great players. At the end of the day, you have to just choose one. Akuma, I see you in the waiting room. I'm going to be getting you in pretty soon. Let's talk about this guy quickly before I get Akuma in. Harry Kane, people. Harry Kane has won his 3rd Golden Boot. But this time around, he didn't just win the Golden Boot, but he actually won the Playmakers Awards as well. This is the 3rd year running for the Playmakers Awards. And I think this is one of the awards that kind of got the likes of Fabregas and the likes of Michael Owen arguing on Twitter. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen the Twitter war between the 2 of them, where they were saying, where I think Owen was totally against giving props to people that give assists, because the Playmaker Award for me is mainly based on the number of assists, and this season he gave the highest number of assists this season. I think that's one of the reasons why he's getting the award. And let's be very honest, some of the assists there, for me, even my grandmother with one leg can give those assists, and I think this is where there's a problem now. Should we really be recognizing this award? I don't know. And obviously there are some tap-in goals as well. And this is one of the things Fabregas was trying to argue, saying, listen, there are also some tapping goals and all. So it's a very difficult, it's going to be a very difficult debate if you think about it. It's going to be a very, very difficult debate because right now, you're trying to weigh which one you think means a lot. Because look at the goal that Son scored. Was it 2-3 seasons ago? The one that someone gave him the assist and he ran through everybody all the way from the defense. He ran all the way from the half line and went to score. Or what about the one that Henry scored years ago that Gilberto Silva gave him the pass and he beat almost all the players, I think was it against Liverpool, to go and score the goal. And at the end of the day, that guy now goes on the assist sheet, you know. So it's a debatable one at the end of the day. It's a debatable one, you know. But whether we like it or not, you cannot take anything away from Harry Kane this season. The question now is, which club is he going to? Apparently, we're looking at the likes of Chelsea, who have spent so much money on attacking players, but their finishing is quite poor. And let's have a look at someone like Timo Werner, for instance. If Chelsea's looking at if Chelsea's looking at Harry Kane right now, saying Harry Kane is available, he's a proven goal scorer, he's one of the best in the world, if not probably the second best in the world right now after Lewandowski, in my opinion, in terms of, proper centre forwards. I'm going to be looking at Harry Kane and saying, you know what, maybe I want to have him. But then again, I saw his stats recently about Timo Werner. Do you know that Timo Werner has scored 27 goals this season? Yeah, and 14 of those goals were ruled either VAR by VAR. They were ruled either offside or VAR intervened. That guy must be the unluckiest man living on the face of the earth, Timo Werner. I know the guy is having a lot of problems mentally right now because obviously he's not firing all cylinders. But for this guy to have scored 27 in total, people, 27, and about 14 of them got ruled off. That's quite painful. That's above half. That's quite painful. And I think that's going to be doing his head in as well. But then again, that's no excuse, isn't it? You need to be able to time your runs. You need to be able to read the lines of the defense. You need to be able to know when to get behind the defense. And this is one of the attributes of being a very good striker. But let's be honest, not all of them were down to him. It was probably someone else was offside, and when he scored the goal, it wasn't just him being offside all the time. It was probably maybe his teammate was in a bad position, and then he got the ball and scored. Then they really off for offside. Not necessarily all his fault, but the point I'm making is he scored 27 goals, whether we like it or not, Timo Werner. But listen, big up to Harry Kane, big up to him. I don't know if any Arsenal fans want Harry Kane. I don't know. The question is, do you think Harry Kane is going to remain in England? Because this guy has he shed so much blood for Tottenham. He's done his bits for a club that hasn't won anything, and he's won 3 golden boots. What else do they really want from him? I keep saying it. This is going to be similar to the likes of Van Persie. When Van Persie left for Man United, many people were very angry and all that. But the fact of the matter is, he had to leave. He had to leave. If he had not left Arsenal, believe you me, he will never be able to tell his kid that he won a Premier League title. I'm sorry, but that's the reality of it. That's just the reality of it. Tony Blackwell, Tade, does your grandmother play better than you then? Yeah, of course she does, man. She's a baller, man. She's a baller. Where do you think I learned how to play football from? You're joking. Where do you think I learned how to play football from? It's my grandmother, people. My grand to the G mother. You know what I'm saying? Oh my days, James Dunlop, how you doing? Evening, Tade. What happened, James Dunlop? Is it because we actually went above Everton? I have not seen you in a while. What the hell happened to you guys, man? It is unbelievable that Arsenal finishes above Everton. Honestly, you guys really messed up. Were you guys sleeping against Man City or something? What the hell was going on to Everton yesterday? Freaking hell, man. What the hell was going on with Everton? I actually thought Everton was going to finish on top of us today. And Ancelotti is going to be seething. He's going to be angry. You see, this is what I say. It's not just about spending money. It's about spending on the right players and having a winning mentality. These players, as far as I'm concerned, they've messed Ancelotti up. They have. You know? So sometimes I keep telling people, like, managers and coaches, it is a symbiotic relationship. You need the two of them to work hand in hand. If the two of them don't work hand in hand, you are done for. You are done for. So you need to put it in the back of your mind that if the players are not responding to your instructions, or if the players are not understanding your instructions or understanding the requirements you're putting on top of them, or if they're just not good enough, they're not gonna do it for you. You see, when players show patches of how good they are, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're there yet. It's a work in progress, and in some cases that work might not be completed. What do I mean? The fact that you see the likes of Theo Walcott showing some glimpses of brilliance in the past, but he never really reached that heights. Are you going to blame the managers for that? Are you going to blame Arsene Wenger for that? No, it's not in every case. So in the case of Everton, honestly, I have no idea why you guys bottled it, but you guys really bottled it. You guys did. Osman Ali, one thing people forget in regards to Kane, he has a glass ankle. He could spend half his time in the treatment room. But he's not really that injury prone though. If you compare him to Aguero, I think Aguero is more injury prone than him. I don't know what you guys think. I think Aguero is more injury prone than James Dunlop. Akuma, by the way, I still see you in the waiting room. Apologies. I just have to complete the last thing I want to talk about and I'll get to talk to you. Yeah? Please bear with me. I see you, Akuma. Don't go anywhere. James Dunlop, it's not that, Tade. I had internet security issues and had to get it sorted. Oh, sorry to hear about that. You know, at first when I saw internet, I didn't see the security. I was about to laugh at you. You know, you guys were always laughing at me when I was having internet issues and all that. But listen, my internet is good. Yay! But I'm glad you sorted it out, yeah? I'm totally glad you sorted it out. James Dunlop, our squad is scrapped, Tade. Our recruitment in the past 5 years is beyond horrendous. Ancelotti has inherited a mid-table team at best. I totally agree. But, I mean, let's be honest. Some of your recruitments were still all right. I'm looking at the likes of Rodriguez. I thought Rodriguez was good. Dokoru. I thought Dokoro was it Dokoro or Dokore? How do you pronounce him? Dokore or Dokoru? I think it's Dokore. I usually mess up his name. I think that was a good buy. Honestly, Dokoro is someone I've always admired, you know, although his age is not on the right side. But still, he's someone that I thought could still play like 3 seasons and give his best. And that's someone I really, really liked, you know, Dokoro. Yeah, but listen, people, would any of you have Harry Kane in your team? Or what club do you think Harry Kane is going to be moving to? Do you think he's going to move into an English club? Do you think he's going to do a Sol Campbell and move to head to Arsenal? I don't think so. Do you think he's going to move to Chelsea because that's another London rival? I don't think so. But if Chelsea are really serious about getting the striking department, I think they need to be going for this guy, you know. We're seeing the likes of... Let me talk about something before I go. Let's talk about Sergio Aguero quickly. There's something I forgot to mention. This guy is going to Barcelona, people. He is going to Barcelona. He's 32 years old. He's 32 years old. Let's not forget, Barcelona got rid of Luis Suarez because they felt he was old. This makes me to wonder, is Barcelona now becoming Arsenal in terms of their recruitment or in terms of their decision makings up in the hierarchy? Because you guys got rid of Suarez, who just went on to win La Liga with Atletico Madrid. And then you've now gone to get another old player. So the question now is this. Did they get rid of Luis Suarez because they needed money? Did they get rid of him because they felt he was earning too much and they wanted to get him off the wage bill? And maybe they went for Aguero because they felt Aguero was out of a contract and they don't need to break the bank to sign him, and all they're going to negotiate is his salary. I don't know what you guys think about this, but what are your thoughts about this transfer to Barcelona? Or do you think Barcelona has realized now that they made a stupid decision? Or is it because they've changed regime? You know, they now have a new president. I can't remember his name now. Is it Joan Laporte? I think it's Joan Laporte. Please correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. I can't remember his name now. I think Bartomeu was the last one there. So maybe it's the change of regime that has kind of changed the way they're doing business. Because I don't really understand how you got rid of a player because he's old and then you went to sign another old player to replace him. That for me is stupid business if you look at it as a whole. But then again, you can look at it and say maybe it's because the new regime has a different approach to doing business and they are fine with that. Juan AFC, how are you doing, my guy? What is good with you? United or City? I'm not entirely sure what you mean by United or City. Please, can you elucidate a bit more on that? Make it a bit clearer to us and the people in the chats as well. James Dunlop, I'll swap our entire deadwood for Harry Kane. But jokes aside, I'll go to City if I was him. Listen, I totally agree. You know what? I totally forgot about City, You know, the problem with him going to City is I feel sorry for Jesus. Jesus is a very good striker as well. That simply means he's going to be battling with another superstar. Jesus is going to be thinking to himself now, okay, now Aguero is gone. This is my chance. This is my chance to make it right. This is my chance to do bits. And then they sign Harry Kane and I'm like, oh my days, man. I'm never going to be great. I am never going to be great. It's going to be angry people. It's going to be pissed off. Feel sorry for Jesus if they sign Kane. I don't know about that, man, but I don't think I'll be happy for Jesus because I think I see him as a very good striker, in my opinion. He's someone I'm going to have in Arsenal like this, Jesus, because if you look at his goals to appearance ratio as well, it's quite good. It is quite good, so he's someone I will have in my team. But listen, let's talk about the last thing quickly. I love him, Jackie. I love him. Let's talk about these people. Let's talk about him. Arsenal, people. Arsenal did not make the Europa Conference League, which actually is the lowest tier of European football, European club football that we'll ever play. The question now is, are Arsenal fans happy that they did not make the Europa Conference League? Or are they unhappy? Which is it? I will tell you my personal opinion. Right? I wasn't really happy when we didn't make it. That was yesterday. But I had time to reflect over it, right? I had time to reflect over it and I thought to myself, this is a blessing in disguise for the Arsenal fans. Do you know why I say this? I think it's a blessing in disguise simply because this is lesser distraction. For me, the more the distraction in this team, the harder it is to get this team back on track. This team needs to work harder and learn how to win stuff. And I think you need baby steps. If we have Europa Conference League, or if Arsenal should have Europa Conference League, they will be worrying about winning that. Granted, if they win that, they get into the Europa League. No problem. But right now, I think the issues in Arsenal is for them to get their head focused on something. Focus on something. Learn the technical know-how of that something first that you're focusing on before focusing on other things. Right now, I feel with all the clear out that is going to happen in Arsenal, if we do, and with all the cultural issues that they're trying to repair, we need a little bit of something to focus on. And let's look at, was it 2015 or so when Chelsea did not make the Champions League? They brought in Conte, right? Mourinho left, they brought in Conte. Conte won the Premier League that season. I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League. I'm not saying Arsenal is going to win the Premier League. What I am saying is Conte didn't have too many things to focus on. What he focused on was the ultimate, which was the Premier League. And he was able to galvanize his team to win that. And that really helped them. That helped get them back on track. So all I am saying in essence is, with the quality of players we have, and with the fact that we're rebuilding right now, because we are rebuilding a lot of things in the technical department, people are learning on the job, you need to focus on something. Honestly speaking, after reflecting on it, I felt Arsenal not making the Europa Conference League might be a blessing in disguise. Please and please, talk to me. If you think I'm talking rubbish, I want to hear what you have to say about this. I want your opinions. Do you think it was a blessing in disguise that Arsenal did not make the Conference League? Or were you disappointed that Arsenal didn't make the Conference League? Listen, people, before I take Akuma, because I see Akuma in the waiting room and I'm going to be speaking to him next. As usual, people, it is always music and football on this show, and I haven't forgotten that. So I'm definitely going to be playing a song to you guys from a friend of mine. He's a musician, and the name of the song he sang is I Want You Back. And I will say you guys should give it a listen. Liam Vince, I see you. Welcome. How are you doing? This is I Want You Back, people. I want you guys to enjoy this song, and I will be right back. Okay? Enjoy this, and I'll be getting you, Akuma, so get ready. All right?
L. King. I mean, I really don't feel like a king without my queen. Bring back my queen. Pick up. On the day that you left, I felt nothing but pain and regret. It's heavy in my chest. I really can't explain just the way that I felt. Forget these other girls when they shoot.
Hey Juan, what's up, man? How you doing? What's good? Kind of agree with you, but what about the results players? That competition can give playing time to the likes of Balogun. You know, that's actually a very, very good point, Juan. That is a very, very good point. But listen, I think we should just focus on getting the Premier League, people. That's what we want right now.
Told me to punch you back. That's when I realized that I want you back, baby. Come make I show you how. I will always hold you down, baby. Nothing will hold you back. I promise.
Ricardo E, you want Manic back, Tade? Of course, I want everyone back, man. Do you know what? This song is dedicated to Manic. Definitely dedicated to him.
I want you back, oh baby. I want you back, oh. I want you back, oh girl. I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap. You know go laugh, you know go laugh, you know go laugh, you know go laugh. Yeah.
James Dunlop for Arsenal next season. You guys need to show some consistency in the league. Arteta's record in the league isn't that great. Yes, it is atrocious.
What's going with you? Girl, you know I'm different. You know I strike when it's hot. You know I'll do anything just to ignite.
Tony Blackwell, I'm gonna tell you how to get to work the Discord thing. Do you want to come in and talk to me? I will be looking forward to talking to you. Once this music is done, I will attend to you. Hey Tams, I want our Arsenal back. Definitely, everyone wants our Arsenal back. So this song is dedicated to Arsenal, is dedicated to Arsenal Manic, is dedicated to every single person out there that wants something back.
Hold you back. I promise to be a better man. I want you back. It's a
This is a song from El Dafa. Enjoy it, people, and I'm going to be right back.
It's like a handcuff on my heart. It's a cardiac arrest. I want you back. Oh. I want you back, oh baby. I want you back, oh. I want you back, oh girl. I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap. You know go laugh, you know go laugh, you know go laugh, you know go laugh. I want you back, oh. I want you back,
oh.
baby. I want you back, oh. I want you back, oh girl. I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap, I know go slap.
Yes, people, I want you back. People from Yes, people, I want you back from El Dafa. That was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful song from El Dafa, my G. All right, people, let's get back into the business. All right, I'm going to be getting Akuma now. I want to hear his thoughts on some of the topics that we've shared today. We'll see what he has to say, people. All right, let's see if we can get him in. And just before I get him in, so Tony Blackwell, do you want to come in and talk to me then? Do you want to come in and talk to me? Because if you want to come in and talk to me, all you need to do is click the link. Once you click the link, you're gonna see like an invite screen. Once you click that, you can get in into the app, and you should be able to see a waiting room. Yeah, there is a waiting room. Click on that waiting room. I'm gonna see you right now. Akuma is in the waiting room. I'm gonna get him into the live room, and we can talk. So if you want to get in there, click on that link. Right, click on it. You become a member. I think I see you. Are you Tony COY? Are you Tony COYI? Is that you? Give me a thumbs up if that's you. Yeah, if that's you, Tony COYI, I see you. Okay, I see you in the waiting room now, Tony. I see you in the waiting room now. I'm just gonna talk to Akuma, and if it's okay for Akuma to get the two of you, and I'll just get the two of you in. So let me just talk to Akuma now. All right. All right. Let's see if we can get Akuma in. Hello, Akuma. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, brother. Can you hear me?
Hey, what's good, my brother?
Yeah,
my Igbo brother.
good.
Are you there now?
Good.
Are you there now?
You made me insecure now, and I was trying to speak small pidgin. You made me insecure, so I'm not gonna speak pidgin no more. I'm joking, bro. I'm joking.
Oh my days! That was actually funny. In case you guys haven't seen it, right? There's a new show, right? that we just started, people. It's called Last Giddy Effect, right? I should try and play it on here. I will try and play it on here for you guys. If you haven't seen it, it's every Thursdays now. And I've got Akuma, Gbemiga, and Mossy Boy. It's always good banter, debate. Sometimes we put a little bit of our lingo in there, but we try to mix it up so that people that don't understand what we're saying still understands what we're saying. And it's just good banters at the end of the day. So please make sure you attend the one we're going to be doing this Thursday. And don't miss out on that, yeah? I see Liam Vince. I don't know. Should I get Liam Vince in? Are you okay with that? Let me get Liam Vince in. Two of you can just
sure.
be in the room. Sorry, not Liam Vince. Liam Blackwell. Sorry. Let me see if I can get Tony. No, not Liam. Tony Blackwell. What the hell am I saying? Tony Blackwell, I'm gonna get you in now. Yeah. Let's see if we can get him in. Hello, Tony. You are live right now, Tony. I don't know. Should I get Liam Vince in? I can hear myself. Two of you can Tony. Sorry, not Tony.
Yes.
You're live right now, and I can hear myself. Can you reduce the volume?
Liam, Tony Blackwell, what the hell?
Can you reduce the? I can hear myself. Can you I don't know, turn down the volume?
You're live right now.
Tony.
Tony.
Yes, sir. What do you need to do? Turn my sound down, or?
You're live right now.
I can hear myself. I can still hear myself. Do you wanna turn down the volume?
How's it now?
I can still hear. I think turn it down totally.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. That's
Okay,
better.
good. Hi, Tony. How you doing?
Yes, sir. What do you need to do?
I can still hear you, man. Tony.
I can hear myself. I can still hear myself.
Yeah, I can still hear it.
Turn down the volume.
Does your TV not have a mute volume or so? A mute button?
No, upstairs. I haven't got the TV with me.
How's that? Yeah, that's
Really? How come I can hear myself then? I'm not.
I can still hear. I can still hear it as well.
Yeah, we can still hear ourselves talking. Anyway, listen. What's good, man? What's good? How you doing, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, all good, thank you.
This is the first time I'm hearing your voice because all I've been seeing is you just chatting and chatting and chatting. It's good to hear your voice.
Really?
There's an echo, man. This echo is really bad.
Yeah. You know what, Liam Vince? Maybe you should sort that out. Let me put you up because honestly, we can still hear ourselves. Let me put you out and bring you back in again, okay?
Okay.
All good, thank you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put you back in the waiting room, Tony.
All right then. So
Yeah. So just before we go on, Tony, we can still hear ourselves. Probably you haven't muted it yet because we can still, both of us can still hear, and the people watching can also hear, and it's kind of difficult to. To hear you talk as well, so it's really disturbing. So I'll try and sort that out, and I'll get you back in. Yeah. So once you sort that out, give me a thumbs up. All right, Akuma, what's up?
All right. Yeah. So let's talk about the topics now. Which one did you want to start with?
Listen,
Aguero
anyone you're interested in. You want to talk about
Okay, let's
Aguero?
start
Do
with-
you think Aguero is the best foreign player? What do you want to?
That's a good point because I actually think if you actually put it on balance, this pains me as an Arsenal fan. I actually say Aguero was better in overall record than Thierry Henry, and stuff.
In terms of the stats, isn't it?
It's not only that though. This is a stat that I could not believe when I first heard this.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. This was something that really pained me. Did you know this? That Thierry Henry never scored the major final for Arsenal in all his career.
How many finals did we get to?
We got a few FA Cup finals, Champions League finals, UEFA Europa League finals in 2000, but he never scored for us.
Does that make him lesser than does that make him lesser?
No, I think with Thierry Henry was a brand. You see, he appealed more than just to football. He appealed because he was a good-looking guy, and he had that finesse. He had that superstardom. He had that David Beckham star quality. But I think sometimes that masks. And if you do a direct comparison with Aguero, I think Aguero is better in terms of as an overall footballer as well. Stats say it as well and everything. I think because Thierry Henry has that marketing brand, we think he's better, but I think if you look at the stats from a purely footballing ability, and obviously, I remember when I was at university, there was always this debate, does Thierry Henry turn up for the big games? This was the debate I had with my friends and stuff. So obviously, this was Thierry Henry in the peak of his...
Man, I don't know about that, man. I'm gonna fight with you on that one, man.
Go on now. I think we've got to disagree.
Bro, no. I think for me, right, and I think, I don't know what people in the chats think about this, right? Listen,
Okay.
let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this. Honestly,
Okay.
Thierry Henry, Aguero. Who are you
Yeah.
guys gonna choose? I am choosing Henry, and it has nothing to do with whether I'm an Arsenal fan. And I heard what you said about being a brand, and I totally agree. He's a brand, and I think I said it earlier on in the beginning of the show that Henry has a certain. You talked about finesse. I said there's a certain way he carries himself.
Yeah,
Right?
je ne sais
There's
quoi.
there's an elegance to him,
Yes,
right?
yes,
But then again,
yes.
you need to understand that the elegance wasn't just about his personality. The elegance transcended into his football as well. The kind of goals this guy scored, there is no player in Premier League, in Premier League had that kind of finesse. This guy scores finesse curlers outside 18 for fun. For fun. The likes of Messi were looking up to this guy, man. What the hell are you saying, Akuma? Look, listen. When this guy went into the bus,
it's tough. It's a close call. It is a close call. It's not something that I'm taking lightly. I'm an Arsenal fan, obviously. I would like to choose Henry, but if I had to be objective, I think Aguero just pits Thierry Henry in terms of the
because you're
scoring.
looking at the scoring and you're not looking at the you're not looking at the appearances. Let me give you a stat here in case you don't know. Right?
Okay.
Aguero has scored 260 goals.
Yeah.
In 389 appearances. Okay.
Yeah.
Henry.
Yeah.
Appearances 376 and goals 226. So the appearances is not really far off. It's just like maybe
They're about the same.
13 appearances more for Aguero.
So when it comes to that stat, you can say they're relatively about the same. So you got to look for margins. And my margins is that, for example, the stat that is a very surprising stat that Thierry Henry never scored in the major final for Arsenal.
Yeah, but you can't use that as a. I don't know why you're using that as a yardstick. Why would you use that as a yardstick?
Because
what about everything is done for football?
Yeah,
everything is done for the Premier League.
Yeah, but that's what I'm just saying though. If you had to judge it between those two margins, and stuff, because obviously it's fine margins. This is not there's a vast difference. If you had to, we're talking about millimeters here and stuff, and this is why I would go with Aguero on that one. It pains me to say it.
I'm sticking to Henry on this one.
It pains me to say it, but I will.
I'm sticking.
Aguero, Pippen. Okay.
For me, I'm sticking to Henry on this, and the simple reason is because we need to understand something. Football has changed, right? The number of goals being scored now.
Yeah.
You need to look at the context. You need to look at when these guys did it. Henry was scoring the number of goals Henry was scoring back then. Not many. Back in the days, people were not scoring a lot of goals. Now the bar has been set high by the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and and Messi, and things are now different in terms of the absolute numbers of goals people score. Do you understand what I'm saying? So things are a bit different now. You see where I'm going with this? So, but back then, this guy was banging goals, man. He had 4 freaking golden boots.
No, I agree. I mean, like I said,
and we're talking about the Premier League now. We're talking about Premier League now.
Yeah. Okay, Premier League. Okay.
That's what we're talking about, isn't it? Because we're talking about the best foreign player in Premier League.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get Tony back in. Tony, if you're ready, let's see if we can get Tony back in. Tony, please make sure that you've muted and we can't hear ourselves on there. Let me just get Tony back into the live room. Let me hear what he has to say about this. Hello, Tony. You're on mute, by the way. Tony. Tony, you're live and you're on mute, by the way. I don't think he's totally aware that he's still in the room. Tony Blackwell? All right. Tony Blackwell, just in case you're watching this, I tried to put you back into the live room. So, you know what? Let me just put him off so that he doesn't say anything on live that doesn't want to. Okay, he's gone off mute now.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, Tony.
Can you hear me now?
Okay.
Yeah, we can hear you. I was about to.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Did you hear the argument we're just having? Tony?
I did hear that, yes.
What's your thoughts on that? Before you go on, where exactly are you calling from? Before you even go on, where exactly are you from? Where are you calling from?
I'm from Essex.
Where?
Essex.
Oh, Essex. Really?
Essex
That's not too far.
man.
That's not far from me, man.
Essex is far, man. You're Ipswich, brother.
It's not far. Essex is not far. Seriously. Essex is not far. Essex is like close to Colchester University. There's two sides to Essex, isn't it?
Oh,
anyway,
man.
Okay. It doesn't matter. So Tony, what's your pick? Sergio Aguero or Thierry Henry?
like I said, they're from two different eras, aren't they? Really. So Henry, for me, he had the flair, he had that French style. So that makes him great in that sense. Whereas Aguero,
Yes, Akuma.
Aguero, he, for his kind of size, low centre of gravity, his scoring ability, he's just untouchable in that respect. So they're two different kind of people, two different types of players.
Different player, isn't it? I hear you on that. I think that. Yeah. So at the end of the day, can we? I mean, let's be honest. One of them is more like someone that drifts out towards the wings. Like, we see Henry. Henry was never really a centre forward, was he? He came as a winger from Juventus.
Yeah.
And he became something else because obviously Wenger did his work on him just like he did Van Persie. Van Persie was playing from the wings when he came to Arsenal as well, and then he converted both of them to a striker. So if you look at Thierry Henry and look at Van Nistelrooy, for instance, I think they're two different types of players. Van Nistelrooy was a poacher, right? Henry was more like he just doesn't score, he play makes.
Yeah,
he
creates his own goals.
Yeah. So I think for me, that's the difference between them. And let's be honest, Aguero has that ability as well. But I think because Aguero is playing in front of a midfield where he doesn't need to do that, he doesn't bother himself. Because when he was in Atletico Madrid, he was doing it. He scored how many goals in Atletico? He scored 100 goals, people. 100 goals when he was in Spain. So this guy, he was not a newbie to scoring goals. He's been doing it for bits before he even got into Man City. But listen, let's move on to other things, people. Harry Kane.
Okay. Yeah.
Harry Kane, people. What do you guys feel about Harry Kane? He's apparently won the Golden Boot and he's won these Playmaker Awards. Before we talk about Harry Kane, what do you guys feel about these Playmakers Awards? Do you think it's a valid award?
Yeah, because I think it's a tough one because when I'm thinking of Playmakers, I'm thinking about Fabregas, I'm thinking about Robert Perez. That will create that there was an art when they assisted goals. Whereby Harry Kane, I agree with you. When you're just passing it to, Song or whatever. But then again, that's the rules of the game and stuff. But I don't think he's that much of a creator compared to the likes of Kevin De Bruyne, Robert Perez, or Fabregas.
So you don't think so?
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
Yeah, that's it. I finished.
So this is to Tony. This is to Tony. Do you think this Playmakers Award is just nonsense?
No, because if you look at it, every player wants to achieve something, and there's always a target to set. I mean, Kane obviously sets Golden Boot every season. And like Akuma said there about Perez and that, Perez, he created it with a flair. Whereas if you look at Kane, and considering the assists, he's got top assist this season. So you just imagine if he was that hungry as a striker, how many goals you actually would have got. Because at the end of the day, he still managed to get top goal scorer and be top assister. So how bad was the season? And you've got to think of it like that way.
So here's my theory on this, right? First and foremost, I think it's going to be difficult to decide. Okay, what I was thinking before now was they should be giving this whole assist thing to people that actually give an assist. Yeah? I gave an example in the beginning, right? That goal that Thierry Henry scored, was it against Liverpool or Tottenham? The one that Gilberto Silva gave him all the way from the close to the 18-yard box, and then he ran through every player.
Oh, yes, I think it was Gilberto. Yeah, yes.
Was it? I don't know if it was Liverpool or Tottenham. I don't know if you guys can remember. But anyway, it doesn't matter who. But the point of it is, that kind of thing gets on the stats as an assist. Do you know what I mean? And if you guys remember when Michael Owen and Fabregas were having his argument, I don't know if you guys were aware of the argument they were having.
No, I wasn't aware of it.
All right, so I don't know, Tony Blackwell, were you aware of the argument between Fabregas and
I wasn't
Michael
either,
Owen?
actually, no.
All right, let me just tell you guys what they were arguing about. They were arguing about goals and assists. Right? I think Owen was totally against this whole recognizing people that assist because he feels scoring goals is harder than giving assists. And Fabregas went back. It was a big war on Twitter. And Fabregas went back to him. This was like a couple of weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Fabregas went back to him and said he's underestimating the creativity and the artistry behind giving assists, that he shouldn't underestimate them. And it was going back and forth. And I know I made some comments on different posts online about this. And what I said, and I'm open to you guys to tell me what you guys feel about this. What I said was, it depends on the type of assist. You have some tap-in goals, right? Which for me, anyone should be scoring. But then we've seen the likes of Ayegbeni missing. We've seen the likes of Torres missing open nets. It's difficult because the pressure is on you. But there are tap-in goals, and then there are some creative assists. Think about the one that Dennis Bergkamp, some of the assists Dennis Bergkamp gave, some of the assists Fabregas gave, the passes through 4-3-4 players, slices through, no-look passes, no-look assists. Those are work of artists. Those should be remembered as great assists, right? So I said it's a double-edged sword. I see the argument from Michael Owen. I also see the argument from Fabregas. So the question to you lot now is, and I'm just going to say this, do you think this award should stand or should it be dismissed? Tony, what do you think?
It's still got to be, to me, it's got to stand, because if you're a statistician and you're watching a game, you're kind of marking down for every pass, every tackle, every challenge. Yeah. So no matter if it comes off his knee, his big toe,
it's an assist.
Exactly. So you can't dismiss that sort of things. It's always going to be classed as an assist.
But it's quite funny though, because at the end of the day, right, when people are counting the assists, I see what you're saying, because even people that score goals, penalties as well, there are a lot of players that score a lot of penalties and all that. No one is ever going to remember that. The only thing they're ever going to remember is he scored 50 goals. And that's it. So I kind of see what you guys are saying about that. I totally see what you guys are saying about that. All right, let's move on to this last topic, people. Arsenal. Arsenal did not make the Europa Conference League, people.
Amen.
I was gonna ask the question: is it a good thing or is it a blessing in disguise? So Akuma, I'm just gonna hear what you have to say about it. Obviously, you've already said it.
I mean, like I said, funny enough, though, I don't know if you remember earlier in the year, I did say there was part of me that wishes that we didn't win the FA Cup last season, because it might have given us the chance to build our squad and infuse the football philosophy that Arteta wanted. And actually, this season, we actually have the chance to do that, you see. Because it was so funny. Yesterday's game, I was in two minds. Do I want Arsenal to win this game and get 7th and get Europa League? I was in two minds about it. Yeah. Ideally, what I would have wanted was Everton to beat Man City, so they get the 7th spot and we finish above Spurs. But I didn't want us to finish above Spurs in this UEFA Conference, because I think it just gives us time to play on a Saturday, you see. Because I think what's happened, I think the Europa League has distracted us. Because you got to remember, when you're in Europa League, you got to play Thursday, Sunday. And when you're playing Sunday or Monday, you're catching up on teams that have already played on the Saturday. So already, psychologically, you're under pressure because you're already points behind your rivals. Well, this opportunity gives us time. It gives us literally, there's no excuses now. Arteta has 5 days to really infuse this philosophy on the squad. And plus, we have the advantage of playing on a Saturday. So we have, even though we would have played our games in hand, it puts pressure on the likes of Tottenham and Leicester and West Ham, because I believe those teams might struggle next season.
What's your take on that, Tony?
My question to you two is the fact of getting that conference position. If you win that, then you get Europa League the next season. So don't you guys want that?
Yeah. You know what? Both of you make great points here. But I mean, you asking a question now about whether we want that. Yes, we want European football. There is absolutely no doubt. However, do we want that distraction?
Exactly.
Do we? This club, for me, I keep saying
you're saying a distraction, yeah. But didn't mind that when you was in the Champions League or the Europa League. You was okay then, weren't you? So what's changed your mind?
I think
there
what's
money
changed,
and there's prestige in the competition. There's money in the competition.
To be honest with you, right?
You've got to achieve something in the first place, Akuma, haven't you? I mean, like all things, if you don't achieve anything, you don't get nothing.
You know what? You're making a good point. And you also have to think about the money. Although the money that's going to come out from there is not much, because right now, as of last year, right, the monies that you get from Europa is about 1/4 of what you get from Champions League. So if you're getting 1/4 of what you're getting from Champions League in Europa, then how much are you gonna get from the Conference League? Do you know what I mean? It's probably gonna be a ridiculous amount of money. However, I think the way I'm looking at it, right? I'm looking at what happened to Chelsea. when Conte came in.
Yeah,
Let's not forget.
exactly.
They did not make any European competition. They focused solely on one thing. They won the Premier League. Right? And I'm not saying we're going to win the Premier League or anything. What I'm saying is they focused on that. They got the players in and they did the job. Do you know what I mean? Now, Tony makes a good point about why we're not complaining that was a distraction, back in the days. Here's my theory, right? The amount of money we're going to make in Europa Conference League, for me, is not much. I don't know the figures, but based on what I've just said, if you're getting 1/4 of what you get in Champions League in Europa, then definitely it should be lesser than what you're going to get in Europa. So that's a ridiculous amount of money. So the question now is, am I going to distract myself for little pennies that are going to come in? Or am I going to set my home right and get rid of all the damage, get rid of all the old furniture, mop the floor, have time to rearrange my home where everything is scattered and everything is in topsy-turvy, and I have to now make a call, and I think for me, the best call is for me not to have that distraction and build that foundation, which is already bad. That's what I would do.
No, exactly. You're spot on. And not to mention, you don't need as big a squad, and we don't have to worry about rotation and injuries and stuff. Because what kind of cost us as well, don't get me wrong, it's not only that the team hasn't played well, also injuries in crucial times of the season. You look at the likes of Tierney, Xhaka, even Partey at the same time. He got injured, just before Christmas as well. So we don't have that distraction. And plus, you don't need as big of a squad, so you can get rid of the dead wood now. So you don't have to worry about rotation and because what's been the biggest argument this season? Rotation. Stick to your team. Stick to a fixed team. We won't have that problem anymore because Arteta can now stick to a fixed team.
Yeah. I mean, you make a good point. So I don't know. Does that answer your question, Tony Blackwell? Or do you still have more?
I mean, like I say, if you look at it, we've got Europa League next season ourselves. So yeah, I agree on what Akuma just said there. With the squad, we need to have a bigger squad for ourselves.
Sorry, Tony, what team do you support again, Tony? Remind me.
West Ham.
Oh my days, man! Do you know what? I never knew that though. I never knew that, man. Freaking hell! Because there was a guy that came on here and he was a West Ham fan, and I really wanted to talk to a West Ham fan. I never knew you were a West Ham fan. Did I ever ask you? You never said it, man. Congrats, man.
You just dissed me. You just dissed me, Tade. That's all it is. You just dissed me. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Funnily enough, though, you say that you played at West Ham. I've actually played at Upton Park before, so I've graced the hallowed turf of Upton Park.
How was it? Was it? Could you? How was it? How was it tough? Was it like a bed? Can you sleep on it?
It was a bit. It was beautiful. It was for a trial back in 2009, but it was beautiful, man. To play at that ground. So it's one of the only. Because I've played on 2 Premier League stadiums: Norwich City and Upton Park.
And I think Upton Park was better, innit?
I think.
Or both of them had
both of them had their advantages, and stuff. Okay. So yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Listen, guys, thanks a lot for coming on, Tony Blackwell. I'm so happy I've been able to. But wait, before you go. So Tony Blackwell, what is your expectation for West Ham this season? I mean, next season. Do you think because obviously you guys no before you answer that question, let me ask you this. Sorry. Did you ever think David Moyes was the man? Because obviously the first season people wanted him out.
Well, put it this way, I think with Moyes, he was obviously a better replacement than Pellegrini. Pellegrini was just boring. I mean, he'd lost it. When he came back from China and come to Upton Park, there was no flair, there was no style of play. It was just kind of, from the defence to the midfield area, we was great. But once we got past that final third of the pitch, there was nothing. And it was just crap football. Whereas with Moyes, he was given the opportunity. He got the staff he wanted in his backroom staff, and then from there, you could see he started to build something. And then from that point onwards, the team started to gel as a team, and then the results started to come. And I think when you look at certain West Ham fans, they wanted Moyes gone from day one. But
exactly, that's what I was saying.
The words.
Exactly, because at the end of the day, let's not forget, Moyes had a great career in Everton for 11 years. Yes. He's actually won LMA Manager of the Year once in his career. I don't know what year. I think maybe it's the year that he got Everton to Champions League, but Liverpool won it and then they lost out. I can't remember the year. I think maybe it was that year. So he's had a great season, and I think for me, what actually happened was Man United spoiled his credentials and made him look lesser of a man.
He made a mistake there, Tade. He made a mistake. When you look
what
at
mistake is that?
Into a club you go into Man United or any club, the one thing you don't do is get rid of your experience and your history. To get rid of all the backroom staff was the biggest mistake he made. And as soon as he done that, his time at United was over there and then.
No, you make a good point, though. I didn't think about it that way, to be honest. I just felt that he had big boots to fill when Ferguson left. That's what I actually thought. But listen, he's done really well for you guys. But one thing I'm also gonna say, because you mentioned Pellegrini, people seem to forget that Pellegrini won the Premier League with Man City. Now, this is why I keep telling people, and I've said it earlier on in this show, right? Players and coaches are symbiotic relationship. Sometimes when you have better players, they actually help a manager. This is the same man that won the league with Man City, and then he's gone to West Ham. He couldn't do anything with them. So I just want people to put at the back of their minds. It's quite important that you understand that players do help managers as well. It's a symbiotic thing. But if the players are not feeling you, you're a goner. It's that simple. Listen, thanks a lot, Tony Blackwell and Akuma, for coming on. I really appreciate you guys coming on.
Brother. No worries.
And I'll be talking to you guys on the chat. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. All right, people. That was Tony Blackwell. That's the first time I am talking to Tony Blackwell. He's always in the chats. Very nice guy. And funny enough, he doesn't live far from me. Essex and Ipswich are not too far from each other. Akuma, maybe you need to go and check. You have to go and do your geography a little bit. Go and check the maps and all that. Essex is where the University of Colchester is, and Colchester is about 30 minutes away from me. Although Essex is big, so it all depends on what side you are coming from. Listen, people, I'm going to be coming to the end of the show pretty soon. I've got like 10 more minutes here before I go, and I'm going to be taking a few comments before I go. Just a bit of headlines. The Premier League is over, people. Aguero bows out from the Premier League in style. Kane pips Salah and Bruno Fernandez to the Golden Boots and the Playmakers Awards, respectively. And Arsenal miss out on the UEFA Conference League. Was that a blessing in disguise? Or is that one of the things that's going to make Arsenal fans lose some sleep? Let me just pick a few comments here before I play music for you guys. Liam Vins, I see you. I think some of them are talking about who is going to win the Europa League. Listen, people, my bias goes to Villarreal. Honestly, my bias goes to Villarreal because I just believe Emery just has what it takes to win the Europa League. Yes, he messed up with Arsenal, but it is Arsenal. Arsenal messes anybody up, in my opinion. So I think Emery might be taking that. But listen, Ole needs to be careful. This is his chance for him to be able to win something in his career, which he has never, as a coach, obviously, which he needs to do. So, all right, Epic, how you doing, man? What's good, man? How you doing? It's been a long time. How you doing? Egbo Alexandra, Aguero is a mini clone of his great father-in-law, Maradona. When you say mini clone, are you talking about in terms of his football, or are you talking about in terms of his appearance? I would say in terms of his football, I think it's a bit different. In my opinion, I think it's a bit different. I think Maradona takes the game by the scruff of the neck. Sergio Aguero can do that. He has the ability, but I think because he's played in such an advanced position, he's been made to just focus on the goal scoring and not necessarily come back to do the playmaking, if you see what I mean. Because when he was at Atletico Madrid, he could actually do a little bit of playmaking. He could play with the ball, he could dribble, he could take on a man, he could beat a man, he could move the ball, he could do all that. But when you have great players behind you, like that's David Silva, like Kevin De Bruyne, the instruction is just stay up there, man. There's no point of you coming back, just stay up there and, score the goals, So I don't know. Osman Ali, Aguero plays similar to Romario, not Maradona. Probably. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was quite young during my Romario days. I didn't really watch him as much. I think I only watched him a bit. I think when they played against Nigeria, I think back in the days. Ricardo E, I'll pick David Silva. You pick him for what? You mean as the best midfielder, probably? Yeah. You mean in Premier League? There's been it's a tough one. He's one of the best that has graced the Premier League. There is absolutely no doubt. But is he the best though? I have to think about that. I definitely have to think about that. Ricardo Arteta, worst manager in the Premier League and possibly in the world. My days. He won you an FA Cup, bruv. He won you an FA Cup. Liam Vince, Roma in the Conference League as well as Rennes. Yes, Roma is in the Conference League. Villarreal is in the Conference League as well. If they don't win the Europa League, they are going to be playing the Conference League. James Dunlop, Moyes deserves praise this season. I'm pleased for him. Yes, he totally deserves the praise. I think he does. I think he does. Because honestly speaking, nobody, and anyone that bet on West Ham will have made a lot of money this season. Anyone that put like what, maybe 10 or 100 pounds would definitely have made some money on West Ham. There's absolutely no doubt. Tony Blackwell, I'm from the M11 site. Tade. Colchester is around 40 minutes away. There you go. So if you are 40 minutes away, you're probably all right. You're probably an hour away from me then. You're probably an hour away from me. Don't worry. Maybe when I'm driving by, I will knock on your door. Yeah. James Dunlop, I'm guessing you want City to beat Chelsea on Saturday then, Tade. Definitely. I want. Listen, I have to be very honest with you guys here. There are certain players in City that I like, and for that reason, I want them to be able to win the Champions League. I think they are way overdue. They're supposed to be winning the Champions League this season, in my opinion. They seem to be the best team out there, and I think it's way overdue for Pep Guardiola as well. The last time he won it was in Barcelona. Was that 2009? Or was 2009 or 2010 season? That's the last time this guy won the Champions League, man. He's way overdue. With all the money he's spending, all the clubs, he's spent £1 billion already. £1 billion freaking pounds in Man City. You know, he should be winning it. And you look at PSG, for instance. PSG did not even win anything. The only thing they won was the equivalent of Charity Shield in France. It's a slap on their face, man. It's a slap on the face of the likes of Neymar and the likes of Mbappe. I said it at the beginning of the show. You can say Neymar was injured most of the season, yeah, but honestly, come on. They didn't win nothing, people, this season. They didn't win nothing. And you expect better from them. So for me, I would say Man City should definitely be winning the Champions League. And I will be happy for them. And obviously, I don't want Chelsea to win it because they're going to have bragging rights. You know, they've won one Champions League and we haven't won any, and then they're going to win two. And then how the hell am I going to be able to brag to my Chelsea? How the hell am I going to be able to make noise? I won't be able to make noise anymore. Anytime I see a Chelsea fan, I'm just like, I can't talk. I can't banter anymore, you know. I can't banter them, you know. It's a problem. It's a big problem, you know. So I don't want them to win. I don't. Osman Ali, you're all deluded if you think United are losing. LOL, impossible. You think we're deluded? What makes you think? Yeah, Osman Ali, what makes you think Villarreal will not win? Don't underrate Villarreal, man. Honestly, don't underrate Emery. Don't underrate Emery. We've seen the likes of Man U play Arsenal in spite of how bad we are, and this season they only took 2 points off us this season. You know, for me, Man United are a bit like this. You never know what to get with them. You know. Hey, Joan. Sorry, is it Yuan? I think it's Yuan. How do you pronounce the name? Yuan, I think. Yeah, I think it's Yuan. Yuan or Yuan. What's the worst fact? That Tottenham is above us in the table, or the fact that we didn't get the Conference League? I think the worst is because Tottenham are ahead of us. This how many seasons running? I think 4 seasons now. Good night, Ricardo. Take care of yourself, Ricardo. Take care. I think what's worse is actually Tottenham. We always want to have that bragging rights. We always want to have that bragging rights against Tottenham. It's something that we Arsenal fans, we feed off it, you know. it's like a feast. It's almost like if we don't finish above Tottenham, it's almost like we haven't had our dinner or haven't had our lunch or we haven't eaten for the day, you know. Every Arsenal fan always wants to finish above Tottenham. It's just that local bragging rights, you know, and it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I think I'm in a way I'm kind of happy we did not make the Conference League because I just feel it's a waste of our time, in my opinion. Mark Lewis, how you doing, my man? What's good? What's good? Tade, why Rooney can't be as good as Ronaldo and Rooney? Now that is confusing. You said why is Rooney cannot be as good as Ronaldo and Rooney? You mean Rooney cannot be as good as himself? I'm not sure about that. Well, I cannot answer why Rooney cannot be as good as Ronaldo, but Ronaldo is a different beast. It's in a different level to almost every footballer out there. So come on. Tony Blackwell, you look forward to it? Yes, I'm definitely going to be knocking on your door very soon, man. Don't worry. If you want a pizza, I'll bring a pizza. I'll just drop it on your front door, you know? All right, people. Before I take more comments, I'm going to play another song, people. This is another song from a friend of mine as well. His name is Maxon. You might not necessarily understand what they are saying on there, but listen, I have to play it regardless, you know? This is a song called Amen from Big Max, and I'm going to be right back to round up the show, okay? Enjoy.
Big Max, don't sorrow. Oh yeah. Hey, yo.
Amen, 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 amen.
Yes, people, this is Amen by Big Max. He's a friend of mine that released the song some time ago. Hey, Tony Blackwell, Tade, thanks for the opportunity. Sorry about the sound issues earlier. Come on, man. There's absolutely nothing to apologize about. Come on, man. Liam, how you doing, man? Okay, Liam is leaving. Take care, Liam. We'll see you very soon, people. Make sure you smash the likes, people. Make sure you smash the likes. This is gonna be the second to the last song I'm gonna be playing for you guys, and I'm gonna be coming to round up the show, and I'll say my goodbyes to you guys. Make sure you smash the likes, people. Please smash the likes.
Amen, 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 amen.
Alright, my people. Alright, people. That was Big Max. That was Amen from Big Max, people. Alright, people. Listen, I'm gonna be coming to the end of the show now. Yes, it's been a great time with you guys. Alright, I see Mark Lewis. You meant Messi. Yeah, I thought so. I wonder why you made the mistake saying Rooney, whether Rooney is better than himself. Listen, people, I really appreciate every single person coming out here. Normally, this show is every Tuesdays and Thursdays. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be available tomorrow. That's the reason why I'm doing it today. I really want to appreciate every single person that's come on here. Big up to you, Tony Blackwell. Big up to you, Akuma. Big up to you, James Dunlop, Liam Vins, Alexander Gomez, Mark Lewis, Ricardo, James Dunlop. I don't know if I've mentioned that. I think I've mentioned that name already. Who else did I not mention? Juan AFC. I think I remember that name. Who else have I not mentioned? Big up to you, Sentiment FC. You said I should always big you up. Big up to you, Randy Viper, if you watch this show as well. Who else have I not mentioned? I can't remember every single person out there right now. Please and please forgive me if I did not mention your name. I really, really want you to forgive me. I really do. But listen, people, I need to go. I'll be seeing you guys pretty soon. Make sure you tune in on Thursdays for the Last Giddy Effect. It's a good show. It's a new show that we just started. Please and please and please make sure you tune in to that. It's on Thursday, 8 o'clock. I'm going to be posting it, and please set your reminders. It's going to be a fun show for every single person out there. I'll be seeing you guys pretty soon, yeah? Take care, people, and good night. Take care. It's your boy, the Bump and Lovers, we love us, haters. Bye-bye. Cheers.